It's Tuesday, June 10th.
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do?
And now more National Guard and the Marines are being sent into Los Angeles, where protests stretched into a fourth day.
I'm scared. Trapped.
Death-defying escape. One of 19 workers trapped in northern Ontario by wildfires, capturing this incredible video before taking shelter. Montreal commuters can expect more delays and disruptions as 9 days of job action by transit workers starts day 2.
Marchand scores! He's got another, and it's another early goal in this Stanley Cup Finals.
From bad to worse, an early Panthers goal setting the tone for Game 3 as the Oilers lose an ugly one, 6-1. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Teddy Wilson.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, and let's get right to some breaking news that we're following this morning out of Austria, where several people have died in a school shooting. This happened at a high school in the city of Graz. Police say the suspected gunman is among those who died, and we'll have more on this story as it develops throughout the morning. To some other news now, more National Guard members, along with Marines, are being sent into Los Angeles. This as protests went into a fourth day. After a relatively quiet morning, protests against ICE immigration raids started up again and stretched into the night. Some protesters set off fireworks and threw water bottles at police. U.S. President Donald Trump has now doubled the deployment of National Guard members to Los Angeles from 2,000 to 4,000. The Pentagon is also sending in about 700 Marines. The mayor of Los Angeles is calling for an end to the immigration raids.
We need to stop the raids. This should not be happening in our city. It is not warranted, and the only thing it does is contribute to chaos.
Marines and National Guard are being sent into Los Angeles against the wishes of California's governor. Gavin Newsom says he's planning to sue over the deployment of Marines. He has also launched a suit against the National Guard deployment. More than 700 people have flown to safety out of northwestern Ontario. This as wildfires rage out of control. The fire is threatening Sandy Lake First Nation and has forced mass evacuations in the community of about 2,000 people. The Canadian Armed Forces have been called as the fire doubled in size over the weekend. It's now covering an area of more than 1,500 square kilometers. It's about a quarter of the size of Prince Edward Island.
I'm scared. Trapped.
Striking footage there in those terrifying moments. Flames in northwestern Ontario closed in on a Manitoba construction crew near Sandy Lake over the weekend. They were forced to take shelter in a shipping container. The wildfire had surrounded their camp, and heavy smoke was stopping helicopters from landing to save them. Eventually, they drove through the flames to get to safety. The company the men work for, Sigfuson Northern, issued a statement saying it recently refreshed its emergency preparedness training for Northern crews and says that training was critical in this situation. To Manitoba now, officials in that province say the best way to help with their wildfire situation is to just stay home.
I know Manitobans want to do their part to help, so refraining from non-essential travel in our province during this time of serious challenge is one step we can take together.
As of Monday, Manitoba says about 21,000 evacuees have registered with the Canadian Red Cross, one of the largest evacuations in the province's history. Officials are asking people in the province and potential visitors to reconsider non-essential travel so they can keep hotel rooms open. As of now, this is just a recommendation and not an official order.
Leadership will work with our incident command team to look at a threat. Was it changing? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing?
Several northern Saskatchewan communities have been given the green light to go home after wildfire evacuations. However, 33 communities in the province are still under various evacuation orders. There are 25 active wildfires in the province, with 256 recorded so far this year. That's broken the 5-year average of 145 by June 9th. Canada will boost its defense spending just as NATO pushes its members to meet a new target.
The nature of our alliance is changing, the expectations within those alliances, but also our expectation for what we need to do to protect Canada have shifted.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a plan for Canada to meet NATO's 2% spending target this fiscal year. That's 5 years earlier than originally scheduled. On the same day, NATO's Secretary General said the alliance needs a 400% increase in air and missile defense. He's now pushing members to hit a spending target of 5% of their gross domestic product. NATO leaders may agree to this new target at their summit later this month. Well, there will be more disruptions for commuters in Montreal on day 2 of a transit workers' strike.
We have all the personnel in place to direct people, inform people, because as we know, there's a lot of tourists that will be in town.
As promised, bus and metro service was shut down outside of peak hours yesterday. At one metro station, doors were closed 1 minute after the end of the morning rush. There will be an increase in service on Thursday before the system goes back to a full schedule for the Grand Prix weekend. The Union for Striking Mechanics is warning it may escalate if talks do not progress. Mechanics are expected to strike for 9 days. Well, Canada Post has rejected a framework put forward by the union for a binding arbitration process. Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu has asked both sides to work towards binding arbitration less than a week ago. Both Canada Post and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers traded shots Monday, with the union accusing the Crown Corporation of counting on government action to force an end to the dispute. Canada Post has questioned that claim, saying the union has not responded to its latest offer from May 28th. Well, as you may have heard, funk legend Sly Stone has passed away at the age of 82. Oh, such a great tune there, and so many more as well. Sly Stone was the driving force between Sly and the Family Stone, the multiracial band with a sound that fused rock, soul, and funk, scored hits like Everyday People, Stand, and Family Affair. Stone had been struggling with poor health in recent years. He passed away in Los Angeles, surrounded by family. To some sports news now. Canada's men's soccer team has one final tune-up tonight ahead of the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
To the edge of the 6, it dropped down! And a fabulous marker. No one deserves it more than Tejan Buchanan.
Awesome. Fans will be hoping for more of this sort of thing against Côte d'Ivoire tonight. Canada beat Ukraine 4-2 on Saturday. Jonathan David scored his 33rd and 34th goals for Canada on Saturday, and will be looking to add some more tonight. Kickoff is at 8:30 p.m. tonight on TSN. And it was a Game 3 to forget for the Edmonton Oilers.
Ekblad and Jones. Pass for Reinhardt. Ekblad scores.
The Oilers pulling Stuart Skinner after he gave up the 5th goal in an ugly 6-1 loss. It was a big game for two of the series' best villains. Brad Marchand's goal in the opening minute of the game made him the oldest player to score in each of the first 3 games of the Cup final. Meanwhile, Sam Bennett added his playoff-leading 14th goal on a breakaway after a big hit. As you know, the Panthers now lead the series 2-1. Game 4 goes in Florida Thursday.